The video looped endlessly. My son, just 8 years old, crouched beside a toilet that wasn't even ours, scrubbing until his tiny hands flushed pink. The caption read, "Teaching my stepson responsibility since his real father never did." I watched it once, then again, then again. Each replay carved deeper into me. Then came the message. One single sentence. "I'm going to make your son's life hell." I didn't answer. Not because I couldn't, but because I wouldn't give him the satisfaction of seeing my hands tremble. Outwardly, I stayed silent. Inside, something colder than rage began to assemble itself. A structure, a strategy, born from the same discipline that had once kept me alive in places far darker than this man could ever imagine. My ex-wife had remarried, a man who loved cameras. He recorded everything, his food, his workouts, his petty cruelty toward a boy who wasn't his. It was all about control, and he craved showing it off. I had walked away 3 years earlier. Court orders and custody schedules divided my time with my son into neat little boxes. I told myself she would protect him, but women like her always choose someone worse to fill the silence. In public, she smiled. In private, she let him post the videos. I recognized the look in her eyes, the same look she once gave me when she thought I'd lost my edge. She had always been drawn to men who knew how to wound without leaving a mark. I replayed every conversation we'd had over the last 6 months, every call she cut short, every vague excuse about discipline. Now I understood. It wasn't discipline. It was domination. I didn't storm their house. I didn't call the police. I built a case. I saved every video, pulled the metadata, matched the dates with my custody weekends, even hired a digital forensic analyst I'd once trusted in Syria. At night, I watched my son's face on the screen, not crying, just blank, like he'd already stepped outside his own body. I knew that look. It's the first stage of survival. I went to his school counselor, framing it as a routine check-in. She confirmed what I already feared: withdrawal, silence, stomach pains that always appeared on Sundays. Her eyes flickered with recognition, but she didn't press. Quietly, I bought a DNA kit, packaged as a fun science project. My son spit into the tube without hesitation. I mailed it. Then I waited, and waiting became its own kind of war. Each breath felt like a secret I had to smother inside my chest. On the outside, calm. On the inside, every detail sharpening into a blade. The results came on a gray Tuesday morning. 2 envelopes. One held the forensic report. The other, the DNA test. The report confirmed what the videos already showed. Coercion, verbal abuse. Evidence strong enough for charges. But the DNA, that cut deeper than any knife. He wasn't mine. My son carried another man's blood. A secret she had hidden since before the divorce. A private betrayal beneath the public one. I stared at the paper until the words blurred. Then I folded it neatly, slipped both reports into an envelope, and drove to their house. When she opened the door, her smile was thin, rehearsed. I handed her the envelope without a word. Her face drained as she flipped through the pages. He appeared in the hallway, phone in hand, about to speak, until he saw the documents. Then he saw me, and fell silent. I didn't yell. I didn't push. I simply told them, quietly, what was about to happen. Every file is backed up. Every agency you fear already has copies. You'll never see him again. Her lips trembled. He lowered his phone, his bravado vanishing like frost under the sun. Then I showed them the final page. A notarized custody transfer agreement waiting only for signatures. "You'll sign," I said. Or I pressed send. The silence that followed was alive. Her hand shook as she took the pen. He didn't stop her. One signature, then another. Done. I walked out without glancing back. The door stayed open behind me. My son sat in the car, backpack clutched in his lap. He didn't ask questions. Children don't. Once they've learned adults are dangerous. We drove in silence. Streetlights flashed across his face in fleeting streaks. In the window's reflection, I saw him, small, fragile, waiting. The DNA results lay folded in my jacket. The truth he didn't need yet. Because blood doesn't decide family. Protection does. Choice does. By the time we reached my apartment, I had already burned those papers in my mind. What mattered was that he was alive, unbroken. I didn't feel triumph, not even relief, just the quiet weight of a plan executed cleanly. He fell asleep on the couch before I even finished locking the door. I stood watching his chest rise and fall. For the first time in years, silence felt safe. I whispered it, not for him, but for me. It's over. And it was. I had erased them without laying a hand on them, as completely and coldly as they deserved. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and comment. And make sure you subscribe to my channel, Cheating Stories Insight World, for more powerful stories.